So I'm Paul Maxin. I've been involved in roles in talent acquisition for longer than I care to remember. Like many, I began my career in recruitment consultancy way back when with Michael Page. It was so long ago that Michael Page was still in business at the time. For the last 18, 19 years, I've been in senior talent acquisition roles with PwC, with Unilever, with the Financial Conduct Authority. And then just over a year ago, about 14, 15 months ago, I took the plunge to set up myself as an interim. So I'm founding director of Maxin Talent. And I've just come out of my first gig, which is an interim VP talent acquisition for Zalando. Zalando are a major European e-commerce business, huge in Germany, one of those huge successes that started off as a two-man band in 2008. Now listed on the German stock exchange in 15 markets throughout Europe, and with over €1 billion of sales a quarter. It's phenomenal growth. So I've had a fascinating year there. We've been through a lot of tech cycles over the course of the last few years, even the last couple of decades. You all remember the Rolodex way back when. And in the tech invention has it has throughout society and throughout the world, and the impact of social media has just rolled exponentially. And the same applies in HR and talent acquisition. They have fantastic and significant conferences all over the place introducing new tech. And for many organisations, small, medium, and in particular large organisations, it's very challenging, because in some ways change management is a bit like moving the oil tanker in large organisations. And the proliferation of tech makes it quite challenging, but it also creates enormous amounts of opportunity in the way that we imagine and reimagine talent acquisition and continue to do so. The advent of machine learning and AI, for instance, is as newsworthy now and important now as the advent of mobile was a few years ago. But it also has its challenges and risks associated with that. So I say reimagine because we all need to be alive to what we do and what the prospect is. But the risk for an organisation is that they buy tech piecemeal without actually having a digital tech strategy or a transformation strategy as well. And integrating technology really starts with what you've got and optimizing what you've got. So to be ready for tomorrow, the starting point is optimizing what you've got today. And I'd say the impact of that is to look at the lens that you should always look at your tech is candidate experience plus desired business outcome. So the starting point in optimizing your existing tech is really to look at your processes through that lens. To repeat, the lens of, there's only two things that matter: candidate experience plus business outcome equals. And then optimizing your processes, what can be automated through that, is really the starting point. Otherwise, you risk having suboptimal processes with suboptimal data, connecting your existing tech with whatever piecemeal stuff you've bought. So you have to have a defined strategy and a starting point. Go back days to the ATS, the 1.0 ATSs back in the early 2000s. As candidates, we've all got used to applying through ATSs, but the risk is to depersonalize the experience. So if you use tech as best as possible, not just to optimize the experience, but then use really good, powerful data and connected data to get your desired business outcomes, then the solution is actually to reimagine talent acquisition experts, consultants, as not only business partners for talent acquisition within the organisations that they serve, but also to be partners to candidates too. Back in the day, in the old day, recruitment was around the development of relationships. Technology to some extent has risked those relationships withering on the vine. They needn't have done so. The tech can provide support brilliant outcomes, free up the recruiter's time to develop and enhance those relationships so the candidates get and continue to get a personal experience.